All right. Now, Soul Shaker's out. Naturally, with any of this sort of stuff, we have to take with a big pinch of salt. However, if this is, I'm going to react as if this is true, right? So it's going to be really entertaining, right? I'm going to react as if this is true because everything else has come true, and this is like some sort of cosmic joke. And there's a few things I'm going to show you in this video, right? Hey, NetherRealm, just sell yourselves off. If this is true and this is the depth of your storytelling and you're patting yourselves on the back and telling us that this is wonderful, wonderful, you know, just, you know what? You should have been sold off. Like, just seriously, what the hell is wrong with you people, right? So there's this lovely one, right? We don't know if it's true, but given the fact that so many other crumbs and pieces that we've had so far have come out, right? At this point, we may as well just flush the entire... You know what? You know, it makes perfect sense, right? When they used to advertise and you know, market Mortal Kombat games, we didn't just get like 2 or 3 combat casts. They used to be out there talking to people, giving interviews constantly, talking about all the game modes, who the potential like story setup is, everything. Now I know why they have been quiet. If this is true, right, and there's more stuff I'm going to show you, the last roster slot is Cyber Smoke. Oh, I just can't with these people, man. I just can't with these people. What is wrong with you? Is there something in the water that makes, like, writing incomprehensible for decent storytelling? I've been sitting here this whole time thinking that, you know what, maybe John Tobias is involved here. And you know what? Maybe what's happened is that they have had the luxury of John Tobias's stories, and they have decided to use them with or without his permission. Because I tell you what, there is no way that this dude would write off on this. No way. This is ridiculous. Everyone hated some of these characters. This is the laziest, most incomprehensible storytelling I have ever seen. The last roster slot is Cyber Smoke, right? And you'll see why in a minute. Okay, there's actually more meat to that bones. Now, we've had that before. It's not like the first time we've had the human version and the cyber version in there. But considering that there are so many other characters, I've said this before, they're going to monetize the hell out of this game because they know that people are going to pay top dollar to get hold of that Jade, that Serena, you know, and other characters that should be main rot. Last assist slot is meat. You know what? You're a joke, right? Like, I understand, like, you know, Armageddon, like, we just, you know, like, yeah, it was, you know, we had meat in there as a character. But you were trying to formulate this supposedly serious storyline, right? And then you got meat. Just a cadaver, right? And it bothers me because, again, I'm reacting as if this is true, right? I could be wrong, and that's great. I'll come back and say I was wrong. I don't care. I think I'm wrong about Cyang, actually, right? Because it seems like everyone's pointing to... Anyway, you'll see in a minute. The sub-boss is Shang Tsung. Wow, like, you know... Gee whiz, you know, did you think up long and hard for that? Right? But as long as you get your diversity quotas, right? As long as you tick all those boxes, right? God. The final... This is the... Oh my god. The final boss is Garrus and Chronica fusion. right? With it's supposed to be Cetrion assist. Like seriously, of all the characters that you actually had, apart from Devora, you actually have 3 of the most boring, crap, uninteresting characters, and you're gonna stick them at the end of the game, of the end of your $100 game. I would much rather punch myself in the nuts with a beehive than again, I'm reacting as if it's true, alright? I know it's a possibility of being fake. There's so much other stuff that we've covered on here and other channels have covered that have been fake and ended up being true. End credit scene teases a Naga. Yeah, that's probably going to be the only benefit. At this point, I'm rooting for a Naga. This dude should just walk in and nuke the entire Mortal Kombat universe, and he just sits there in the expansion. He just sits there and just goes, and you know what? I'd pay for that. That would be far more interesting than this bullshit. We'll have pictures in a couple of days. Here's assist Shujinko and Mataro. In the meantime, he has friends at NRS. We don't know that's 100% true. So let's continue. So recently in a VG thread, there's been some new reveals backed by some pretty legitimate looking renders of Shujinko, Mataro, Goro, and Serena, and a whole bunch of story reveals, and Jesus Christ, it's all awful. Now, if I can find... Here we go. So here's the pictures. Now, they're claiming that this dude is Shujinko. Right? We've got Serena as Kameo, Goro as Kameo, Mataro as Kameo, Shujinko as Kameo. They're claiming that's possibly Shujinko. So I think my theory about sighing is out the window, which is a real shame. You know, everyone told me don't give him credit, but you know what I'm like. Fire the writers, and for Christ's sake, get John Tobias in there. Like, actually in there. Because at this point, if this is real, like I said, there's no way he signed off on this rubbish. Turns out the main villain is going to be effing Geras, of all people, who's going to fuse with Chronica to save the timeline again. Oh, but as long as you tick all the ESG boxes, as long as you've ticked all the diversity boxes, it's all good, bro. And all the shills on this website, all the combat kids are going to be sitting there going, oh my god, this is the greatest thing ever. Oh my god, quick, get me the box of tissues and the lube. That's how I know they're not Mortal Kombat fans. They're shills and they're grifters, right? Every single one of them. If they approve and think that this is actually good. If this, by the way, mind you, if this ends up being true, I have zero faith in them anyway. Because they will literally just, you know, if there's a giant whale penis there and there's a dragon logo on it, they'll be, right? This is why I can't stand shills. This is why I can't stand grifters, because all they do is they push up numbers, and this is the you know, all I see on Twitter right now is people sitting there going, oh, look at the big combos I can do. I don't see anyone praising anything else. The entire NRS team is bankrupt when it comes to the actual legitimacy of creating a good Mortal Kombat game. Right? Anyway, let's continue. Again, reacting as if this is real. We get a recreation of Armageddon Pyramid. Oh, okay, so we get Armageddon in there. You know how I've been saying for the longest time, Armageddon 2.0. Included, but with multiple timeline versions of characters, and that's how Takeda and Ermac show up alongside the final character who's going to be Cyber Smoke. So yes, what's going to happen is, and I remember this leak coming out a couple of years ago, where it's basically like, we're going to have an end game. Like, this is how stupid these writers are. They are literally copying Marvel. They copied Marvel with Wakanda, with the Umgadi. Right? Like, straight up. They copied, like, political stuff in MK11, and now they are copying Endgame. They want it, all the writers in there, you know, drink their soy lattes. We really need, I love Endgame, we need a big Endgame, whatever, right? And then that's what's going to happen. This is exactly what they're doing. They're going to take Armageddon and they are going to absolutely desecrate the awesomeness of that was. Because that's what's going to happen. We get a recreation of Armageddon Pyramid included, but with multiple timeline versions of characters, and that's how blah, 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 blah. Hanzo is actually Sub-Zero and Scorpion's father. Now, I'm not so much against that, actually. That sounds like a Tobias thing. Right? That sounds like a Tobias thing, right? Personally. Could be wrong. Hanzo is actually Sub-Zero and Scorpion's father, who turns into Noob Saibot and kills Sub-Zero. Because apparently Sub-Zero kills him, right? So Sub-Zero doesn't become Noob Saibot, right? He actually kills their father and Hanzo becomes Noob, right? I don't mind that so much. Smoke is going to freak out after seeing Cyber Smoke and is just going to leave the Lin Kuei over it. And that, I can also understand. I actually like that part too. Because what it means is that he's seeing the way Sub-Zero is. He sees the future or the potential future of where the clan's going to be being cyberized. So that way they have no souls to take. And he's going, nope, I'm out, dude, I'm out. Right? Reptile is going to be turned into a more standard reptile humanoid after the... So we get... After all this time, and keep in mind, Ed Boon did say in a video interview that everyone's going to end up in the place they were anyway. Mr. Boon, why are you making this game? What is the point of making this game if you were going to end up in the same bloody spot that the Just, you know what? Just sell Mortal Kombat to someone else, right? Give it to the bloody Brazilians. They know how to make Mortal Kombat games. God, look at Mugen and the quality that they do. At least they get it. God, shout out to all my brothers and sisters in those parts of the world. You do wonderful work with Mugen, I swear to God. Right, Reptile's going to be turned into a more standard reptile humanoid after the Deadly Alliance failed to resummon Onaga, who's teased in the end credits. Sindel, so are they leaning into that whole egg thing? Sindel, this is the best part. Total MK is going to be mad at this. Sindel is going to speed run being good, dying, being evil, and being good again. Now, that's technically true. When you think about the previous storylines with Sindel. But they're going to do it all in one game. Oh my God, man. Punch me in the face, right? And there's also going to be a brief scene with an evil version of the Kombat Kids. I hope it's all fake BS, but the tenders look pretty legit and the writing is in line with NRS standard. Right, let's continue. Compiling all the major story details. You can pick from a pool of about 6 characters for most of the story. There's only a couple of one characters only chapters. Seems to explain why the script used a filler. Right? Geras appears to be the final boss with Setri and Kameo. He fuses with her because Lu won't let Geras reset the timeline, and he needs what's left of her powers to have a chance against Lu. She's still very strong, even though she's weak. Oh my God, man. Right. Like, this is the worst storytelling I've ever seen. This is bad. This is like somebody just went on the Tumblr, and when you know what, that sounds good. It's because the timeline coming together could kill infinite amounts of people unless the timeline gets reset. Yeah, Lu thinks there's still a way to save it, and he fixes everything on accident. Chronic is for real death, at the end turns every hourglass into sand and closes all the timeline gateways. Time travel is no more, but some characters from other timelines get trapped in Lu's current one. Takeda and Ermac are from 2 different ones. This is ridiculous, man. In the end is the Battle of Armageddon 2.0, except with people from different timelines and different versions of the same characters. It takes place on a pyramid, also, except Blaze isn't the one they're trying to get to. End credit scene teases Onaga. Raiden's cousin is Shujinko. He's with the Earthrealmers for some of the early story, but gets put in a time prison and becomes an old man by the... Oh my god, and by... Wow, is the generic looking monk Ed Boon was teasing. Right, so if that's true, I'm wrong about Siang. I have given them way too much credit. Sindel is good, but dies, becomes evil when she comes back, then becomes good again by the end. She dies early on, and gets brought back halfway through. She comes back evil, but becomes good once she sees Melina try to kill Katana. Melina tries to fight Katana to the death, and ends up losing. She begs Katana to kill her, but she refuses, and Melina just cries and runs off after she realizes what she's done. It's the only time she gets her humanity back. Chameleon is Chameleon's missing brother, and the reason why she's a royal guard. Okay. Reptile doesn't die, but Quan and Chang try to use him to bring back Onaga, which leads into the egg thing we've seen in previous game. It ends up backfiring, and his human form and lizard form end up fusing together. He ends up looking kind of like MKX Reptile. Wow. They're just, you know... I can't with these people anymore, man. I just can't. But you know what all that matters to you people is combos and esports. That's all they care about. That's all Ed Boon cares about, and NRS, and the shills, and all the other idiots out there that think that that's the only thing that matters. NRS don't care about us. They don't care about the actual fans. They just care about people who can prop their game up. Smoke doesn't die, but he leaves the clan to find himself after he sees Cyber Smoke. He doesn't want to fight anymore. Hanzo is the Lin Kuei Grandmaster and ends up becoming Noob Saibot. Bihan Sub-Zero gets killed by Noob when he tries to kill his brother. Noob is an NPC that they reveal it's Scorpion Sub-Zero's father, who Sub killed to take control of the clan, and that's his name, and that his name is Hanzo. This I actually do like. I do like that. Now, the only way that any of this gets remedied, apart from flushing it down a toilet and sticking it into a bin on fire, is fixing it with an expansion. I don't give a crap who comes here and tells me that, oh, it doesn't matter. All that matters is combos, combos, combos. Right? This is the reason why NRS and the reason why Mortal Kombat is failing. Ermac is from Shang Tsung's MK11 story ending timeline. He kills Tanya, but Quan Chi brings her back under the stipulation that she serves the Brotherhood of Shadows. Unsure if Invasions has a story attached to it. Two lasers screenshot every reply attached, blah blah blah. Despite being a cameo, Tremor is somewhat relevant to the story. He's in Sub-Zero's clan and turns on everyone. Once they find out about the crimes he committed, he ends up nearly killing Smoke. And then, of course, I've already showed this, the stories, the pictures. The Thiny leaked this stuff, but I'm done, man. I'm so done. I just, you know what? How is this even possible, dude? The characters look good. Right? The stages look good. People are saying the combat's great. But the core is rotten. Right? The core is rotten. And there are still some people saying that the gameplay still feels stiff and janky, right? So either they're wrong or right, or, you know, everyone, obviously, personal preference. This had better be fake, but my instincts and my gut is telling me, and I'm never wrong with that sort of thing, usually. This is real. By the way, most people can't stand the Kameo system now that they've actually tried it out, right? MK1 is a joke. Everything, like, and okay, not everything, but from the name itself to the story, which is a massive component for these characters, right? To the Kameo system. Those are massive rotten pieces. It might play better than MK11. Sure. And there are some, as I pointed out, some storylines I actually do like as a retelling. But this shit, this is crap. Like, this is garbage bin. Just, you know, like, I wouldn't set my shit on fire to save the universe if it, you know. And you know the sad part is, in a few days, we're going to have a great trailer probably. It's going to be a great trailer. We're going to see characters that we want to see, right? And everyone's going to be excited. I'm going to be excited. But the sad part is, right, is that then I'm going to remember this crap, right? And the fact is that NetherRealm has been completely and deliberately evasive on so much content on this game. Like, completely. They only allow certain shills to interview them and certain questions to be asked. Certain favorites that they have. I will never, ever sell out. Ever. I don't care if I don't get a single interview. Not that I'm asking for it, but I never would. I just don't care. I don't care. I care about the quality. I care about fighting games. And at this point, this is a joke. You know, Japan bans Mortal Kombat because of, like, Total MK was telling me Japan bans Mortal Kombat because of disemboweling. I think that's a lie. I think Japan banned Mortal Kombat because of crappy storytelling like this. I mean, this is a joke. A baby with 2 crayons could write a better story than this. Again, just to finalize, if this is real. I've been a Mortal Kombat fan since the very beginning, and it is the one fighting game against Street Fighter, Tekken, King of Fighters, Samurai Showdown, Fatal Fury, Real Bout Fatal Fury, all of them. World Heroes, all of them. It is the only fighting game that I have invested in deeply because of the story. The story dragged me in. I could be wrong. And then you will see me make a video going, hey, I was wrong, thank God. But I got a bad feeling. This is everywhere. This and everything else I just showed you is everywhere. The dam has burst. People are tired of NetherRealm. Apart from all the crap that they do, the fact that they have, like I said, deliberately been, you know, withholding information. Oh, but push the pre-order, right? Yeah, push that pre-order in your Kombat cast. Yeah, don't forget to pre-order. What, on a character we haven't even seen gameplay for? What about the other characters, right? You're a joke, man. Nah, 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 no. And that's why they haven't explained their other version of the game. Because you know what it's going to be? That is going to be, again, if this is true and piggybacking off that, it is going to be probably one of the most egregious monetization things available. I am going to perform the greatest fatality on this game if all of this ends up being true. I will destroy it down to the molecule. The fact that you only care about streamers and shills and esports and oh my god, he can do a 50% combo. Wow, that's amazing. Who do you think put money in your pocket for decades before that? It wasn't the esports people, because they're only a tiny subset of the community. It was the people that got invested in the story, invested in the characters, invested in so many other parts of the game that don't involve effing combos. You know, at this point, Street Fighter 6's World Tour mode is actually going to make this look like a joke, right? And they actually did a wonderful job with their World Tour mode for single player content for Street Fighter. Amazing, truly. So I hope it's fake. But this is everywhere, man. This is everywhere. Everywhere. Anyway, see you next time.